this afternoon. I'm an ex-soldier, Sandra.
Oh,
Boy
good.
is just the Nigerian soldier,
Yeah.
Sandra.
Yeah.
I was in the battalion.
Okay.
And we were fighting Boko Haram, Sandra.
Okay.
We went to war.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a left-handed person.
Okay.
So I'm a sniper. I was one of the best snipers.
Okay.
So I was shooting, no morale, nothing, no pay, no means of communication to my family. My father thought I was dead.
Oh.
I was fighting, I was shooting. One of our soldiers shot me, Sandra, on my ribs.
Oh my
Sandra.
God.
Shot me on my ribs. They said in Hausa, it means that I kill people too much. I was fighting, Sandra. They shot a woman and her daughter. I was trying to save her second child, Sandra. I was running. They shot me, Sandra. I was barely breathing. It takes the grace of God for me to survive.
No, I'm sorry. They shot you on purpose?
They shot me on purpose. They say I too kill people. They said in Hausa,
I don't understand what that means. You truly kill people. What does that mean?
It means I kill Boko Haram too much, Sandra, because I was one of the best snipers, Sandra. I don't miss my shots. I'm a left-handed. I don't miss my shots. That's what they said. No morale, nothing. No pay. Sometimes. No pay, Sandra. We just fight. They need to investigate them, Sandra.
Did you retire Did you retire?
Sandra, I resigned.
Okay.
I wrote a letter and I resigned. I don't want to do the job again. I don't want to serve the land again. I don't want. It's really, really pathetic, Sandra, in that army. There's a lot of fraud. Things happening in the army, Sandra. I don't know. Seriously. They need to investigate the Nigerian army, Sandra. A lot of things. You see, when people are fighting, they're killing Boko Haram, Sandra, somebody from nowhere will just shoot and just kill the best shooter there. Just for him to die, because maybe they are gaining from there economically. For him to just die and to stop shooting people for them.
That's a very strong allegation. You're making very strong allegations.
It is true. They shot 2 of my friends. I will send you evidence. I follow you on Twitter. I will send you evidence. They shot 2 of my friends. They are dead now, Sandra. They shoot you, you will go. These people gain. I'm telling you. I'm an ex-soldier. I will tell you. I will send you evidence, Sandra. That's what is happening there.
Chukwu okike abịama. Chukwu na-afụ na ife afụ na nzuzo. Chukwu mara onye aka ya dị ọcha na onye obi ya dị ọcha. Nwoke si na ya ji ọfọ, nwaanyị si na ya ji ọfọ, mana ọfọ mara onye ji ya. Ụkpaka na-agba n'udo mmiri ọ chụrụ ọzụọ. Gaa n'ogwe o mechi ụzọ osi mpịara na-azụ ụmụ igiriga ọgụ nke mmụọ. Ọ gịnị ka m ga-etu gị ka o zuolo gị? Asị m n'oge akara aka eluo ịbụ mmụọ ka mmụọ, ibe ka ibe. Chukwu okike onye obiọma sị m unu binye n'oge akara aka eluo. Mmụọ niile na-ejere ozi asị m unu binye n'oge akara aka eluo. Oke mmụọ, oke mmụọ, oke mmụọ. Oke mmụọ, oke mmụọ, oke mmụọ. Mmụọ niile na-ejere ozi asị m unu binye elu. Tetenụ n'ụra, tetenụ n'ụra, tetenụ n'ụra, tetenụ n'ụra. Asị m n'ọnwa unu nwoke bụ nwa eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mba aka ji ọfọ Igbo. Ọzọ eme nte eme ime. Ọ sị m nọ ya nọ n'etiti unu taa. Ọsọ unu binye elu n'oge akara aka eluo. Mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie asị m gị binye. Mmụọ na-afụ na ife afụ na nzuzo asị m gị binye. Oke ọfọ ji eje ọgụ asị m unu binye. Ọfọ ndị Igbo niile asị m gị binye. Ọfọ ndị mmiri asị m gị binye. Ọfọ ndị ikuku asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị osimiri asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị nwaanyị na-ebe asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị idodi ikwu na-eme asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị amambara asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị osimiri ndị aba asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị ala Igbo niile asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị ọgba asị m gị binye. Eze nwaanyị anike wawa asị m gị binye. Oke arụsị na n'ike o juru nwaanyị aga asị m gị binye n'oge akara aka eluo. Igirika ọgụ mmụọ. Asị m na gboo dike mbọsị ihe ike mere ọ ga-achọkwa nwa dike. Asị m dododo unu binye unu bịa tara ọjị na Chijireji efola. Asị m unu binye unu bịa tara ọjị na Chijireji efola. Nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ. Mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Igbo dị ndụ. Mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dị ndụ. Mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Biafra dị ndụ. Asị m unu binye n'oge akara aka eluo. Asị m na gboo dike mbọsị ihe ike mere ọ ga-achọ nwa dike. Ọ sị na mberede nyiri dike na mberede ka o ji ama nwa dike. Ọya ka m ji akpọ unu n'isi Ọhamadike. Ọhamadike bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ya bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Otu mkpụrụ anya ji isi ụgwọ. Otu ọnụ na-ekwuchitere mba niile. Ụkpaka na-agba n'udu mmiri na-agba n'oge nke ya. Asị m unu binye n'isi ya. Nye ogologo ndụ na-arụ isi ike. Napụta ya na Eke, napụta ya n'Orie, napụta ya n'Afọ, napụta ya na Nkwọ. asị m na ahịa akara aka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ, na ahịa akara aka agaghị eri Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Asị m unu ga-anapụta Nnamdi Kanu na Eke, napụta ya n'Orie, napụta ya n'Afọ, napụta ya na Nkwọ. Asị m mee ka ọnụ niile kwụrụ njọ n'isi atụgharịa kwụ mma, ka ọnụ kọrọ ogiri ọnụ kọrọ ogiri lacha. Chukwu okike abịa ma onye jiri mmiri siri ike kpọọ aja were aja siri ike kpọọ mmadụ. Asị m na taata bụ ụbọchị Eke n'ala Igbo. Asị m na Eke ga-eketara Nnamdi Kanu ndụ, Eke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe, Oke ga-eketara ya ndụ, Oke ga-eketara ya Biafra, Oke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe, Oke ga-ekegburu ya ndị iro, kegburu ya ajọ mmadụ na ajọ mmụọ. Asị m na mbọsọ ọ ga-apụta Ekwensu ga-anọ n'ụra, ndị ilo ya ga-anọ n'ụla. Ọkwa na ekwe osu. Asị m gịnị bụ Ekwensu? Asị m na mbọsọ ọ ga-apụta ya bụ ndị ilo ga-anọ n'ụra, ọha bụ ndị ọha nwa bụ Ekwensu. Asị m na ha ncha ga-anọ n'ụra, na Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Asị m na ọnụ kwụrụ njọ n'isi ya ga-atụgharịkwọ mma. Asị m ọbịara igbu Nnamdi Kanu bụ onwe ya. Onye si na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị adị ndụ, onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri. Onye si na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta, onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri. Ọnụ niile kọrọ ogiri ọnụ ga-akọrọ ogiri lacha. Osisi abụla oturu ga-emeche wee kwele. Onye asị na Nnamdi Kanu aga-apụta, asị m na ọnụ ahụ iji wee kwuo ya na ike ejikwa ya wee kwugharịa mma n'isi ya. Asị m na ebe onye ahụ na-atụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu aga, asị m aka gị ga-akpọnwụ. Osisi ahụ fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu wee tọọ nkwe, asị m ikuku futuo gị. Anya ọbụla fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu kwawa akwa alịla, asị m alịla akọrọ ya n'anya. Onye fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu cheta ihe gburu nwa ya, ihe gburu nwa ya gbuo ya, maka na ọ bụrụ ya gburu nwa gị. Chukwu okike abịa ma asị m na belede nyiri dike belede ka o ji amawa dike. Asị m na okirikiri ka a na-agba ukwu ose, ọ dadị ukwu ose enu. Na okirikiri ka ndị iro ga-agba Nnamdi Kanu mana ha ama mkpata ya aka. Ọ sị na nkirikiri ka ọ na-ekiri odido jiri odido enyi ozu. Na ọkwanụ nkirikiri ka ndị iro ga na-ekiri ya mana ha ama afụ ya anya. Asị m na eje anaba isi ije. Asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-eje na ọ ga-ana. Asị m na inye anaghị eri ọba maka na inye na ọba bụ nwanne. Inye agaghị eri Nnamdi Kanu maka na ọ bụ nwi. Asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-adị ka echi, echi anaghị agwụ agwụ. Maka na ije ejere bụ ije mmiri, ọ bụrụ eje nkụ. Asị na ya bụ ije ga-abụ ije mmeri. Asị m na ọ ga-anata n'udo. Asị m na ọ ga-abata sirili welele. Asị m na unu ga-aga kpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Asị m unu ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu, ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu, gaa tụnye ugo, gaa nye ya mmeri, gaa nye ya mmeri, gaa nye ya mmeri, tụnye ugo n'elu ugo, nye ike n'elu ike, nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ. Ọkwanụ ndụ ka o ji efu na efufe. Unu nye Nnamdi Kanu ndụ, onwe ike wee kwụrụ jinjin, onwe ike wee kwụrụ wee fuo na ofufe. A sị na ahịa akara aka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ. Ihe mere ha ji jide Nnamdi Kanu bụ ka ha nwee ike wee megide ndị Igbo, ka ha nwee ike megide ụmụ Biafra, ka ha nwee ike wee kwuchie anyị ọnụ, ka ha nwee ike wee kachi anyị ọnụ, ka anyị ghara ikwu okwu ọzọ. Mana ama m na dododo Chukwu okike abịa ma ndị nwa na ndị nwe mmiri, ndị nwe ikuku, ndị nwe anyanwụ, mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ, mmụọ niile ọ kwafọrọ ọbara ha n'ike maka ihi Biafra. Asị m unu binyenu, asị m unu dododo na ọkwa na unu bụ ihe nwe ike a, ọkwa na unu ga-eji ọgụ mmụọ a, ọkwa na unu ga-aga bori ahịa, ọkwa na unu ga-aga napụta ya maka na ihe ọ tinyere unu n'aka anaghị ele ule. Asị m dododo igiriga ọgụ mmụọ. Eze nwaanyị niile nọ n'ala Igbo, mmụọ niile nọ n'ala Igbo, asị m unu binye, maka na onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị aṅụ mmiri, onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị eri nnu. Nnu bụ ihe ụtọ si na mmiri wee pụta. Onye ọbụla na-eri ihe na-eri ihe dị na mmiri. Onye na-asa arụ ji mmiri asa arụ. Onye ọbụla na-eme ihe ọbụla ọ na-eme ji mmiri eme ya. Asị m ihe ọbụla mmadụ na-eme n'ụwa, mmiri ọ na-ebubu ụzọ. Asị m onye ọbụla kpọrọ mmiri asị na mmiri a ga-agbagbu ya. Asị m onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-awụsa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-emesa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye na-aṅụ mmiri na-eli nnu, asị m na ọnụ anyị ji wee lie nnu wee ṅụọ mmiri na ị ga-eji akwa okwu ọma n'isi Nnamdi Kanu n'aha Chukwu okike abịa ama.
Ise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra land. We are here live and direct. And today is the 24th. Today is the 24th day of Today is the 24th day of January 2022. Today is the 24th day of January 2023, being Obocheke. I once again welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even our enemies, onto this hallowed platform. Our leader is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is in the enemy dungeon, illegally, albeit. Therefore, no matter what happened, no matter their plans, no matter their tactics, our leader must be released. The court has released him, therefore he must be released. We demand for what belongs to us. Therefore we must continue. We must continue. Today I have some a group of executives, namely the South African provincial coordinators on this hallowed platform. Before I bring them in, I will say this. Everybody has seen what the Nigerian terrorist military, the Caliphate military is doing in our land, killing our people, destroying our houses, slaughtering innocent people in their houses. And the mainstream media is not seeing anything, neither talking anything about it. See nothing, hear nothing, see nothing, do nothing. That is what the Nigeria Caliphate, the tactics they have engaged. Therefore, what we are telling the whole world is that IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, is engaged in a peaceful, legitimate fight for self-determination. We are fighting for survival because Nigeria wants to exterminate us as a people. They are depleting our numbers. They are killing our people every day by day. They are instigating insecurity in our land in order to make our land a desolate place. This is the reason why we want to get out of that dungeon called Nigeria. We have the right to do what we are doing. We are not a terrorist organization as the Nigerian government is trying to lobby. They are trying to lobby the international community to target us terrorists. They are using both their agents, the Nigerian politicians, their agents, all of them, into doing some things. We saw how they have been killing themselves and killing innocent people in many parts of Biafra land. I mean the politicians. We are seeing it orchestrated. They attacked and burnt the house of Ugochinyene. He's a politician like them, but because he is against the status quo, he's a politician like them. Do we hear all these things from the mainstream media? Instead, they will set IPOB up, trying to label everything on IPOB. Listen, we are a peaceful movement that is fighting for our survival. Survival. We need to survive as every other race in this world. Therefore, the silence of the international community is deafening. I'm telling you. Their silence on our issue is deafening. Every day our people are being slaughtered and massacred. The ones you hear are just a fraction of what is really happening in our land. Yesterday, Allah, every day in many parts of Biafra land, include Allah is every day in Yala. Nigerian military in full combat regalia, both air and land. They are destroying our land, pulling down our houses, burning them down, killing people with impunity. Enough of this hypocrisy on the international field. We are human beings that have right to life. Therefore, this is why we are doing what we are doing, in order to survive. In order to survive, this planet Earth is for everybody. We have the right to survive, to live as others, dignified life. That is why we are doing what we are doing. Therefore, once again, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra Hausa Service, coming to you through Radio Biafra London. Today is the 24th day of January 2023, being Obochieke. Therefore, without taking much time or any more time, I will hand over the microphone to our comrades in South Africa to come up to make some pronouncements and clarifications, please. Mazi, over to you. Welcome to the program. Mazi Chukodi, go on, please.
Thank you so much. My name remains Mazi Chukodi Okike. I'm the provincial coordinator here in South Africa. And we have come on the air, just like Mazi Jonathan has said, to clarify some information that is going out there that is not the reality of what is happening on the ground. I'm here together this evening with all the provincial coordinators in South Africa. In South Africa, we have 9 provinces. In the 9 provinces, IPOB is saturated in 8 provinces in South Africa. Only 1 province that we don't have much of Biafrans there, but we are still trying to break into one of the places that we find, which is Kimberley. But in every other province in South Africa, we are all over the country, and there are all provincial coordinators that are representing IPOB South Africa in all the provinces. And I welcome all of them once again this evening. They are already here to speak to Biafrans. In case you are not sure where you are listening to IPOB South Africa provincial coordinators, we are now on the air in Radio Biafra to make some announcements and to put the record straight. I'm going to start by bringing in one by one the provincial coordinators to introduce themselves and also the unit that they are representing or that is under them. More especially if they can be able to mention the coordinators that is under the unit they are representing, or they can call all the unit that is under the province where they are. First of all, I will ask Mazi Dr. Chima Nzoku to unmute yourself. Then introduce yourself to IPOB Radio Biafra in order for people to know where you are represented. Mazi Chima Nzoku, can you unmute yourself? While we are waiting for a doctor to unmute himself, let me go to Western Cape. Mazi Solomon, can you unmute yourself and then tell us the units that you're representing in Western Cape and then how many are the units? Mazi Solomon from Western Cape.
Thank you very much, Mazi Chukwudi. Mazi Jonathan, our host. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. My name remains Mazi Solomon Onobia, IPOB Western Cape Coordinator. Thank you.
Yes, Mazi, like I said, how many units and then that is under you now in that province?
We have 3 functional units after the suspension of 5 who refused to follow the order of DOS. And we are about to recover one of the 5 units also, because we already have members that are willing to obey the order of DOS and work within the structure. So we have 3 functional units at the moment, and we are about to recover, like I said, 1 more unit to make it 4. That is what we have at the moment.
Thank you so much. Fellow Biafrans, as you're listening to us this evening, this is the Western state we've been battling with since there is a pronouncement, and also some members and the provincial coordinators were suspended. We've been battling with it, but we thank God and we thank you. We have 3 units and 1 more is coming to recover, and we are going to recover each and every unit in Western Cape, Mazi. Let me go to Mazi Udeji. Mazi Udeji, can you unmute yourself and then tell Biafrans worldwide where you're representing?
Thank you very much, my comrade, Mazi Chukwudi. Good evening, Mazi Jonathan, our host. My name is Joseph Udeji, Limpopo Provincial Coordinator. In Limpopo, we have 2 strong units that are still, and we always remain obedient to the structure.
Thank you so much for that. Mazus Uche Asanya, can you unmute yourself and then tell Biafrans where you're representing?
Yeah, thank you, Mazi Chukwudi. Good evening, Mazi Jonathan, our host. Thank you so much. This opportunity, I will never take it for granted. I thank you so much for hosting me on Radio Biafra today. My name is Mazi Uche Aswanya, and I'm representing Northwest Province. I'm the provincial coordinator, Northwest South Africa. And in Northwest, we have 4 units. Those 4 units, all of them are functional, and they are under the command and control of the DOS. We have 1 unit in Klesdrop. We have another unit in Portugal's Room. We have another 1 unit in Bread, and we have 1 unit in Ventas Drop. All the whole 4 units, they are intact. God bless you, Mazi.
Let me go to Johannesburg and then call our brother Mazi Kukuma. Mazi, can you tell us the story in that area of South Africa?
IPOB, family. One family, the greatest IPOB. Mazi Chukwudi, greetings to you, my forum manager, and greetings to our Honorable Mazi Chinedu Jonathan, and greetings to all the IPOB worldwide and Biafrans in general. My name is Prince Chukwemeka Innocent Ndani Kutoja Kokuma, otherwise Mazi Bongogesioku, because all we do is to preach and to proclaim the gospel of truth. By the special grace of Chukwokika Abiyama, I am your servant in the capacity of Gauteng Rep. Gauteng happens to be the biggest and the largest province in the South Africa, which by the special grace of God, we have 5 zones under the city of Gauteng province rather, which we have 5 zones. Number 1 zone is the city of Johannesburg zone, which has about 7 units under the city of Johannesburg zone, which number 1 is Johannesburg CBD unit, Randburg unit, number 2. Number 3, Yove unit, number 4, Northeast unit, number 5, Southern Suburb unit, number 6, Bramley unit, and number 7, Malvin unit. This is a city of Johannesburg zone. And the city of Ekurhuleni zone, which is the second zone in Gauteng, we have, by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, 4 units under the city of Ekurhuleni, which number 1, Jemiston unit, Kempton Park unit, Edinburgh unit, and Brakpan unit. Zone number 3, by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, we have the city of Western zone, which comprises of 4 units. Number 1, Krugersdorp unit. Number 2, Krista unit. Number 3, Cosmos City unit. Number 4, Northgate unit. And the 5th one is the Clearwater unit 3. And number 4 zone in Gauteng province is the city of Tshwane. City of Tshwane, we have number 1 unit, Midrand unit, Centurion in progress, and Pretoria unit. And the number 5th zone in Gauteng province, we have Val Triangle unit, and Alberton unit is in progress. And all these zones under Gauteng, by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, we have overwhelming, obedient coordinators and the zonal coordinators that are very positive to the struggle and under the command and control under DOS Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's just that you must agree with me that among 12 there must be a Judas. 2 units that are disobedient, and by the grace of God, I'm doing all I can to ensure that the units that might need support, that I will do all it takes by the special grace of God to ensure that they get the necessary support that they need. I will stop so far. Thank you very much, Mazi Chinedu. God bless.
Thank you so much. We love the work you're doing there in Johannesburg, DCK, Mwachineke. Well done. So to KZN, unmute yourself while Doctor is getting ready. Yeah.
IPOB, one family, one biggest family. IPOB, Agwo karisia, ore karisia, ona God. The person you are hearing his voice is Sir Kingsley Ifeanyichukwu Christopher Ngomno. By the special grace of God, I am representing IPOB KwaZulu-Natal in the capacity as the provincial coordinator, a servant of his people. I will continue to be grateful and continue to thank Chukwu Okike Abiama Purimihenine for making us to be alive and to see this day, especially that we are on this platform where we have the opportunity to be grateful one more time to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Onyendu, the servants, the Moses of our time. I equally want to thank Mazi, Chinedu, Jonathan for this opportunity, and I'm very, very grateful that we still have men on the ground representing, even when our leader is still in the dungeon of the DSS. Special thanks to our HOD, Mazi Chinedu is a great lion, and to his deputy, Mazi Tony Nzurimike. I will not stop at this without recommending our leader from the African rep down to our African rep, Mazi. I also want to thank God that we have Mazi Chukwudobiukwu here as our regional rep. And I also, without dropping this very thanks, it's a very wrong thing if I do not mention our indefatigable and very great, wonderful leader here in South Africa, Mazi Ogechukwu and his deputy, Mazi Christian Chukwuma. Fellow coordinators, all the unit coordinators working in South Africa, very strong, gallant men. Respect for all of you. I want to thank every IPOB member all over the world. Those that are working assiduously to make sure that Biafra is restored in our own time. Posterity will definitely report about us positively. And so, without wasting much of our time, let me go straight into today's business. I am representing KwaZulu-Natal. Here in KwaZulu-Natal, this is the heart of the Zulu land, where we have the king that is ruling the entire South African people. He is the first recognized king and the kingdom of Zululand. And so here in KwaZulu-Natal, we have 6 units, very strong, very, very strong. When I say very strong, they are not to be joked anywhere in this world when it comes to the activities of IPOB. I happen to be a member in the Tekwini Central Unit that is resident in Durban. That is my own primary unit. The second unit that I'm going to mention is that of unit in Pietermaritzburg, the Pietermaritzburg unit. Here in Etequini, our unit coordinator is Pastor Lawrence Nadoziope. Over here in Pietermaritzburg, the unit coordinator there is Mazi Silas. And the third unit that I'm going to mention is that of Stanga Balito. Even though the unit has been very, very not meeting up with what we are doing in the past, for several times now, for a long time now, they have been deviating, and that unit is not actually growing. That unit is being coordinated by one of our coordinators here. His name is Chinedu Ngodo. Strongly, I must tell us that that unit has been giving us a problem, even though they are not much, about 2 or 3 or 4 of them, I don't know. And so I also have the 4th unit, which is a unit that is resident in Ishigo Amatoti. Each time I mention that unit, it gives me joy, where I have a gallant soldier there representing as the coordinator, Mazi Adelecho Konkwo from Isipingo, Amatintoti unit. I also have the 5th unit that is in Ladysmith. That unit is a very strong unit, and it is represented by Mazi Gentility Okonkwo, a very gallant soldier. And the last unit that we have just created, very, very strong. I don't even know if it is going to be the one that is going to champion everything in KZN. Very small but mighty. That unit is Springfield unit. Not too long ago it was created, but they are flying. It is being represented by Mazi, King David as he is called, but his full name is Mazi Ekwono Tochukwu Azaya. a very strong unit, a very big gallant soldier. If I have somebody to equate him, I will be talking about Mazi, icons of the blessed memory. We are also working strong and working to see that we open other units over there at Richards Bay. But until those things happen, until the units manifest, then we'll come out here to present them one more time. May I please be allowed to stop at this point? We must continue.
Let me go to Doctor. Doctor, are you ready to speak now? Yeah, our Free State Deputy Provincial Rep ready to speak to us.
Greetings from here, Mazi Chukwudi and Mazi Jonathan. Greetings to all Biafrans worldwide. My name is Mazi Chinedu. I am serving the indigenous people of Biafra in South Africa as a provincial coordinator of Mpumalanga. I'm also a member of South African National Executive. In Mpumalanga, we have 4 formidable units. We have Nespet unit being coordinated by Mazi Frank C. Ono. We have Wheat Bank unit being managed by the deputy of that unit, because the coordinator declared his support for autopilot and resigned. So as it stands now, the person that is managing the unit is the deputy, under the supervision of Mazi Nachi, our national PRO. We have Middle Beg unit, which is growing very, very fast, being managed or coordinated by our brother Basil Okoro. We have Nkuma's unit. Though Nkuma's is not growing the way we expected it, they are reducing in number. It's being managed up by project and being assisted by Mazi Obinna Chinedu, who is also known on our forum as OCI. This is all I can say for now. Thank you very much.
Our Free State representative, are you ready to speak to us?
Sorry if I may comment, sir. Mazi Chukwudi. It is still me speaking from KwaZulu-Natal. There was an omission. I thought I mentioned the name. We have the many units that the unit that I did not mention is the Umzinto unit, and the unit in KZN is coordinated Ezewulu. Mazi Ezewulu, Chinedu Ezewulu is the coordinator of Pascal. Is the coordinator of Umzinto unit, and the unit is also Chineke.
Okay, we go to Free State.
There were Mazi Chukwudi. Greet you, our host, Mazi Jonathan. I greet you, all the members of DOS, HDOS, Mazi Chika, Edoziem, our head and the deputy. I greet you all members of IPOB worldwide, wherever you are. I greet everyone, all lovers of freedom. I greet you. Mostly our able leader, Mazi Nnamdi. Kanu is currently in the hand of the Zulu strength and power to overcome all the evil that there is. Elias Uche Mahakwe Opera. I am the representative from Free State Province. And coming to the Free State, we have two strong units. The first one is Welcome Unit, which the coordinator is Mazi Afam Obike, and the second one is Bloom 14 Unit, which is headed by Mazi Ebuka. This is the two units we have in Free State. Thank you very much.
Thank you much. Okay, let me go to. Okay, let me start from myself. Actually, I appreciate Mazi Jonathan for giving us this platform. Also want to appreciate Onyendu for calling this journey, and then we have accepted to work to make sure that our people are free. We are free for our generation to come. I want to appreciate his wife, who has allowed his husband to work tirelessly and then abandoning them and their children to come and save humanity, save Biafrans from the hand of the Zoo and the British. Soon you will join us and we'll continue to this journey until Biafra is realized. I want to thank our African rep also and our SADC, more especially our national coordinator, Mazi Ogechukwu, and his deputy, Mazi Chukwuma. Yes, I represent Eastern Cape. In Eastern Cape, we have 4 units. The 4 units, we're having issue with 1 or 2 at the moment because of xenophobic attack towards them in that area where they find themselves. And the areas where that is functioning strongly now, our mother unit, which is East London, followed by Port Elizabeth unit. They are all doing very well. And then Kim Williamstown also standing by, and also Grahamstown. Queenstown is also, we have a unit there, and the coordinator is the only person. It's a very small town in that area. All this thing we have mentioned is to tell everyone that we are all intact in IPOB South Africa. Because there's a kind of a scenario that IPOB South Africa is only 2 units or 3 units. That's a wrong narrative. We are all intact in South Africa. Just 1 or 2 places that we are doing recovering from the people that want to be too faster than their shadow, and they say maybe they're autopilot or maybe they want to be on their own or the rest of them, but we are not going to allow that to happen. IPOB is IPOB. If you want to form your own, you can form it and call it any other name, but as long as this struggle is concerned, IPOB is IPOB. If you venture to that name, you are making a very big mistake. Let me go to one more person. This person is out of the line. I don't know. I think he just went out. I can't see him here. But meanwhile, let's carry on while we are waiting for him to reconnect again. IPOB South African. This is IPOB South African Provincial Coordinators. And I want all of us to understand it that way. These are provincial coordinators that are having a lot of units under them, and they are doing very, very well in terms of what we are doing. But for some time, we have some issues. And the issues that we have was coming from accounting. The accounting that we wanted our former financial secretary to render to us, and it becomes a big issue when we ask for the account. And the account lingered up till now. The account has not been rendered for we to know how we've been contributing money and how the money is going. We don't know what they want. We want to know what the money is used for. But we want to make sure that the money that people are contributing is part of the code of conduct, that money is accounted for. Because some people feel that their money that they are contributing is not appearing in a statement or in a kind of account. When they say they are doing accounting, their names are not appearing. So it becomes an issue. We want the full account and audited account. And as soon as we ask for that, all hell broke loose. We were having issues from IPOB Finance Worldwide coming into South Africa and then trying to make it very much difficult for us. And then we said, no, we must make sure that this account is accounted. We must make sure that this thing is done. But the more we ask, the more they call us name. So we are here to clear that and the other things that we're going to clear. But I want us to start from that. And I want to ask one of our comrades that's residing in that province where this account issue started, which is the new provincial coordinator of Western Cape, Mazi Solomon. Can you brief Biafran what happens for our account when we said that account be letter to us? And I want to say something before you make your speech. We are not here to witch hunt anybody. We are not here to lie against anybody. I have not discussed with anybody what to say in this place. You must say what you know. Because what we want to do is we want people, maybe the units or the members of IPOB who has not heard the real story where the whole problem started. We hear it this evening and then rejoin us and let's continue marching for this freedom. Because what happened is that there is a lot of wrong information that have been out there. And some of our people have not heard from the provincial coordinators. Where are we coming from? And why are we where we are today? So that's why we want to put some of these things at rest to make sure that our people know the truth about what is happening in South Africa. Mazi Solomon, tell Biafrans worldwide, Biafrans and the IPOB members in South Africa, what is happening to our FMB account. There were Mazi Solomon.
Thank you very, very much, Mazi Chukwudi, once again, and my greetings to our viewers, our listeners all over the world. I am grateful for this opportunity for us to come and clarify things, because when gossips are flying around, especially with the gullibles, they get confused. Sometimes they say they don't know exactly who to believe or who to follow. But when clarifications like this is being made, every reasonable and genuine person will know exactly where to stand. I, Mazi Solomon Nnobia, before now, I am the mobilizing head of IPOB Western Cape. And during the course of my duty as a mobilizing head, I managed to mobilize and established 4 good units in the Western Cape. So now, as we progress, I am not in the accounting section. I'm just a mobilizing head. I know nothing about money, but everything that is going on in the account, we all know. So when the national asks for accountability, he is doing the right thing. The national executive is doing the right thing. People contributed money, and they want to make sure that the money they have contributed for this struggle is being accounted for, and is used in the right things, which is not wrong. They have right to do so. So everything was very peaceful in South Africa before the people who are contributing the money asked for accountability. And just like you said, all hell broke loose. I don't know why it should be so. It shouldn't be like that, but I don't know why those who are supposed to render account decided that instead of them to render account to IPOB South Africa, it is better they scatter and disorganize IPOB in South Africa, which they will never succeed, because before then, God has sent people, genuine freedom fighters, genuine comrades. They are around already before all this started, and God, using them as a vessel, stop the evil-minded people who want to say, or who have said, instead of force rendering this account, let us destroy IPOB South Africa. But thank God they didn't succeed, and they will never succeed. I don't know what is wrong. Like you talk about issue of account. Mazi Ogechukwu Isu, which all of them are calling different kinds of name, have a record which no coordinator since the beginning of IPOB South Africa. Mazi Ogechukwu Isu have set a record which none of the coordinators have. Mazi Ogechukwu Isu is the only coordinator who is looking into handling the affairs of IPOB South Africa with a transparent account. The first zonal coordinator came with all his gangs or whatever, and there is no account, he left. Another one comes after his own time, there is a problem account, he left without rendering account. And those some people that are giving us problem now decided, since the previous one didn't render account, they have to do whatever they want with our money and leave without rendering account or cause trouble in the house. Mazi Ogechukwu Isu is running IPOB South Africa with a transparent account that the account is in the public. It's every month done. And even our enemies, they can attest to that. We don't hide. We don't have any secret. We don't have any skeleton in the cupboard. Every month account is rendered. You can go there, you see the units that made deposits. You can see how much we have remaining in the account. If there is any subtraction of a cent, you will see it there by yourself. So you don't need to wake up any day and say we want account. Account is done itself. It's there in the open. Even our enemies have access to it. So this is what it's supposed to be. But some dirty-minded people who think that some of them believe that they have stayed long in the struggle to this extent that it's time they start benefiting from the struggle, not now working for the restoration of Biafra. They work and they pay themselves at the same time. And when you ask them to come and do account, it becomes a problem. They start to group gangs from here and there. And when DOS give instruction, they don't take it. Whatever is coming as an order from DOS, they will not take it because it doesn't suit them. But it's not the way it's supposed to be. So, and at the end of the day, we have told them they can run from pillar to pole or create gangs or parallel government in South Africa, but that account must be done. The account must be done. Any day they are going to give us account, because this present government in South Africa, this present led by Mazi Ogechukwu, presents account to us monthly. No one had ever asked any question about account. So this is how we roll. We are whiter than white and whiter than snow. We have nothing to hide. We don't make secret meetings to work against anybody. We don't make secret gangs in order to lie and blackmail people. But them themselves, their greatest weapon is lies and blackmail. They go and do something wrong, they jump out and they begin to accuse other people. So, and the IPOB South Africa, the next thing we had, no, there is a memo that IPOB South Africa is dissolved. And do you know what shocked me in that?
Mazi Solomon, Mazi Solomon, we will get to that. Let's get into the account first, then we will come to that. I think your 7 minutes have expired, but round up for me quickly so we can move to the next person. But to that memo, let's leave it for when we come.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to tell the whole world and Biafrans is that this whole thing they said there is no problem in South Africa. Just some greedy people who want to manipulate the system and keep our money without giving us account. They are the people giving us headache. There is no problem in South African IPOB, and the only thing that bring all those confusions that they are bringing in is all about account. If account is rendered, we don't complain about any other thing. All we want is render account to us, and that is fine. Every other thing moves smoothly, because even before we call for the rendering of this account, there is peace everywhere, because money goes into the account which they manage and which they don't let us know what is happening. Then there is peace. When you talk about account, they feel like taking a gun and killing you. And IPOB that is whiter than white, such things don't supposed to unfold in our movement. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Briefly again, KZN, please, I want you to be very short. 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I want you to be very short. Have we abandoned the account, our FMB account? Has the account been rendered?
The question is being thrown to me from the KZN, right?
Yes.
Based on the account, if it has been rendered or not. Is that what your question is?
Yes, and have we abandoned that account? We are no longer going to use that account.
Okay. I'm going to be very, very brief as I can. The honest truth is that the account has never been rendered. The account that IPOB South Africa has been operating, which our finance head claims that she came to South Africa to open, which is a lie, has never been rendered, accounted for one single day. You can always bear me witness that even whenever she comes to the radio that is being given her opportunity from our own radio station here in South Africa by our host here, who I don't know where he is belonging to now, if not for money, I don't know, I don't want to accuse anybody wrongly. She always come up to render account, how she renders her own account, or maybe in her own accounting school where she have gone to school for accounting, is by saying KZN paid, this unit paid, the other unit paid, and then that's it. There has never been a day from the time of Mazi Odogene that was expelled by our leader Mazi Kanu, and at that time that account was headed as the finance head at that time by Mazi Innocent Alia, who happens to be the provincial coordinator that was expelled from Western Cape. And then this account was not rendered even also in his own period and the time that he lasted in that office, until when all the people who are contributing this money started murmuring and they started talking to us in our various units, they want account to be rendered. They want to know where our money, how our money is being, managed in South Africa. That they are not even interested where the money and how it is being used when it is being lifted from this very account. But they want to be sure that the money they are contributed is accounted for. And so that escalated, and then at that time, Onyendu was still outside here with us. And so they presented that matter to Onyendu, which Onyendu looked into that matter. At that point, Onyendu, if you remember when Onyendu was saying that the men were all, in fact, he doesn't know what is happening with our men. He doesn't understand it. And so he pronounced that he wants women to be taking over anything finance. Do you believe me that this, our brother, innocent earlier, that is now expelled by our HOD, overnight produced his girlfriend, and I will continue to tell us exactly why he is and she is the girlfriend. He produced the girlfriend, Gloria Shitore, from Malawi. And people did not present that matter in the sense that Onyendu will understand it, what the scenario and the situation is. They came to Onyendu. You know, Onyendu is somebody that is very, very sensitive. When they mentioned that he presented his wife, and then Onyendu took it that he is that the lady is a wife to our brother, and so Onyendu concluded that being a wife makes this lady a Biafran. But that is not the truth. It's a false narrative. The truth is that this woman is not married to our brother. Even till date, we have done all the forensic view, and we have found that even till the moment that this Malawian lady is a friend dating our brother Mazi innocent earlier. That did not stop at that. Recently, from 2022 or 21 or 22 thereabouts, people started again murmuring, okay, now the account has been transferred to the wife. And the point they were making was that that there are no women in South Africa, that our women are not here, and that they are not even equal to the task. Okay, fine. Now, why don't you present account to us? This woman called me several times. In fact, she will engage you. She will want to confuse and convince you to join her. But unfortunately, she met the wrong people, because we have taken oath that, in fact, we took oath with our lives, our families, and our generation. We cannot compromise. Even not at that, we are fighting a battle of freedom, that we must be free. And so, when we presented, this woman used every arsenal, every means, not to render accounts. But unfortunately, the national executive have to listen to the people. The national executive have to take it up. Then they were saying it was Okechukwu issue, our provision, our national coordinator, that is now making that account not to be rendered, and also some other executives. These people came out, even though Okechukwu issue came out openly to say, no, render the accounts. Wherever that I am in breach, present it to our people. And this woman up to this time did not render that account. Our African rep was involved, Mazi Telinemi, and then he stated the same thing. After that, our regional rep, Mazi Chukwudobiuku, took the matter again to Mazi Tony Nzurumike. Even at that point, the deputy HOD, the coordinator of all coordinators, I was in that meeting, and I asked several questions. We asked Mazi Tony Nzurumike told this woman to render accounts. But when we found out that the time he gave elapsed, the woman did not render any accounts, then that was when he suggested that even in other countries, that we should open our own accounts. This is an order from the HOD. That's, in fact, we opened the account, the web account that we are now using to, to keep the money, because our we are keeping money, we are keeping up this money. For something not to happen to this, their account was created. When the account rendered, and up to this moment, as I speak to you, the account is not rendered, and then we have not stated anywhere or anywhere it stated. I would first to against it that our national act is closed down. We did not close it down. We are still waiting for Shitore, Gloria Shitore, and her husband. That is nepotism in the first place. To render our accounts, the money that we've been contributing from the time IPOB is in South Africa up to date. The only money that we know about is the money in our welfare accounts. And even at that, the National Executive has given Mazi, the opportunity. We said no. Every time that they need all the money, if they want to scrape that account, they can come and scrape it. But then we are not just giving that money that way. We must get an approval from our HOD. Then the money will be released to them. They can take all the money. As far as I'm concerned, account has not been rendered, and we have not abandoned that national account.
Mazi Joseph Udeji, please unmute yourself and tell me about this account.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Have we abandoned this account? Do we still want the account to be done for us in order for we to go back to that account? Please, your 5 minutes start now.
Thank you very much. Great Biafrans, you know, in everything we do in life, you have to take account of it. Even your private businesses, you do account to know when we are growing or if you are falling. You see this South African account. Some people made it to be their franchise. That is why this account seems impossible to render. And that is what is happening in South Africa, when some people insinuating that South Africa IPOB are not intact. We are intact. All Biafran can testify right now that the whole provinces have their representatives right here, talking in the same particular account. My people, if the past is not corrected, the future can never be bright. And I thank God for giving us somebody like Mazi Ogechupisu, who took it upon his shoulder to make sure that every IPOB contributing money should know how he contributed the money, and the money is intact and doing what it's supposed to do. One, this account was not even we did not started to demand it individually from national. It was coordinators, we coordinators, including me. But you see the narratives they used to cover the impunity. They say that the account, we don't give them time. We don't give them time. But Deputy HOD and African Red can testify that we give them more than enough time. Gloria Shitole even demands time, which Deputy HOD asked her, what time do she think she can render this account? She gave herself time period, which at the end of the day, she failed. Till this date, my people, I don't want to go deep. If there are people, investigators who can check that account, you will see that they have withdrawn all the funds in that account. It's totally empty. Because I know many people may not be speaking loud and clear in that aspect. They have taken all the money. I remember when Deputy HOD hosted meeting with us, when the Deputy Finance Head said that one can start account and finish it, they tried to make her a liar. But today, that woman is highly vindicated. My people, that account will not be rendered. You know why? Because the Igbo Ridu said, Udele mararura lororo buruzo banzu nanya. So these people have known what they did and know that it's impossible, that it will bring a shame whenever they bring that account to Biafrans. That is why they decline and they choose whatever that will happen, let it happen. I became surprised that even the global financial head will come to praise us that we are doing well, whereas there are loopholes. I don't want to mention names. I also surprised that some individual, also the hierarchy, who's supposed to have a strong stand in that account to be rendered. Instead, they use a national coordinator like a remote in their hand. Sometimes they will tell him, tell all the coordinators, put the money in that account, that national account. Tomorrow, he's gonna call again. Tell the coordinators, don't put that money in that account. Tell them to hold it. The other day, he's gonna tell, put it in the other account. A man cannot have a word of his own and decision, integrity. So when it comes to money, people start to dive and they twist their tongue. My people, that account is very difficult until IPOB intervene in decisive way, in legal means. That's the only way they can render that account. Because it is not easy for them to render it. After they play, Shitole claimed that she's about to render that account. She started it in halfway. She started it. And when they met in their secret room, they advised her not to continue. When they met there, where the account to hook them. Now they're using excuses. They use Mazi Ogechuku issue. He borrowed some money. He did this, he did that. Mazi Ogechuku issue, the transparent man, the man who loved justice, he stood his ground, say, expose me before Biafra. Don't protect me, don't cover me anywhere. But still, it is impossible for them to expose Mazi Ogechuku issue. What else do they want? So, my people, that account have been dipping in ocean. The ocean, which is strong powers, hold that account. Not only Gloria Shitole, not only Gloria Shitole, but those that are strong behind her. They are the one that are holding this account. Thank you very much.
Mazi Uchasanya, briefly, can you intervene on this issue of this rendering of account? And then how do you see what has been happening throughout this period? Where did we get it wrong? Where did we do wrong? We, the national executive, or let me start from us here, because there's no national executive here. We are all provincial coordinators. Where did we get it wrong by asking for the right thing to be done?
Mazi Chukwudi, thank you so much. My name still remains Mazi Uchasanya, representing Northwest Province. We don't have any problem in South Africa.
Mazi,
what
please,
we have in South Africa.
Mazi Uchasanya, did you tell us about your unit before you went offline?
I was struggling with my phone.
Yeah,
okay.
Please, tell us how many units you have before you now make your contribution, because I was looking for you. Then I started typing your message. I see that you went offline. Yes.
Okay. In Northwest, we have 4 strong units. We have a unit in Place Drop, which is being coordinated by Mazi Mazi Ndubuisi, Mazi Ndubuisi Agwam is the coordinator. Please pardon me if I didn't pronounce the name very well. We have another unit in a Portuguese room, which is being coordinated by Mazi Chukwemaka Ejogo. We have another unit in bread, which is being coordinated by me, Mazi Uchaswanya. But right now, I'm being drafted to a provincial coordinator, and my deputy is Mazi Collins and Idiobi. Then we have another unit in Ventas Drop, which is being coordinated by Mazi Kalu Onwoka. These people, I call their names, they are formidable. And they are people that are obedient to Mazi, our leader, Mazi Ogechukwisu, also under the command of DOS, being headed by Mazi Chike Doziem. So, like I was saying before, if you people will remember, Northwest, this issue of account started from this Northwest province. We are the people that write petition to the National Executive that we need to know what is going on in that account. Because we found out that there is some irregularities there. We started pushing for that account to be rendered to us. Then other coordinators, they joined us. We started pushing the National Executive to render account for us. Then Mazi Ogechukwisu, being a formidable coordinator, being a wise man, now asks the financial head of South Africa, Financial Secretary, Gloria Shintoro, to render the account to us. Because every coordinator wants to know whether the money we are contributing is going to the right right channel. We don't care to know what the
Okay, Mazi Uchasanya, can you make it short? Can you unmute yourself and make it short? And Mazi Uchasanya, can I ask you something, please? We are on the air. Follow Biafra. You're listening to IPOB South African Provincial Coordinators. We are on air, Radio Biafra. Please, Mazi Uchasanya, were you in a meeting where we have our African rep when we discussed this issue with our SADC, and SADC give memo, and after then we couldn't finalize the issue. We have to go to African rep to handle this issue. Were you in that meeting?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not in that meeting. Okay. The meeting I was in, the one we have
with that meeting. I hear where you're coming, because remember last time we were on the air, we know that this issue of account started from you people. We understand it. Let me get exactly the story. What happened when we go to African rep regarding what is happening in Radio Biafra, what is happening in South Africa, in terms of how we need to move forward. Let me take that before asking some other person to contribute on it. Follow Biafrans worldwide. Sorry that we are overflopping this issue of this account, because this account leads to so many things. This account, we have been part of the National Executive for some time. We have this issue of this account. Then we African rep SADC issued a memo, and then the account was not done. Then we moved to African rep. when we are there by African Rep, we have a meeting with African Rep regarding these two things that was bothering South Africa that make people to say, no, South Africa is in disarray. South Africa is together. We are all together. The only people that we have are few people who are disgruntled by maybe they removed them because they decided that US is not doing it right or HAUSA is not doing it right. So we went to African Rep, Mazi Terelemi. And Mazi Jonathan, let me unmute you. You're also coming in. Okay, so let me ask Mazi Deji, you were there in that African that meeting we had with African Rep, where African Rep was asking our SADC Mazi Chukuma Obiuku questions about zona and not zona issue. And I think Mazi Obiuku said that no, he has taken this matter to HOD already or the DOS. And then Mazi Tari said, no, that issue that you took to DOS, they have brought it to me because it's in my jurisdiction. That was what Mazi Terelemi said to Mazi Obiuku. So that case that you're supposed to brought to me as an African Rep, and you took it first to Mazi Msurumike, which is Deputy HOD. Deputy HOD have referred you back to me. And this is where the case will be answered. Mazi Deji, you were there in that meeting. Can you brief IPOB worldwide? Because we are having some issue that there was a breach of code of conduct, like maybe when our deputy HOD coordinators of all the coordinators came into South Africa, whether he didn't do it right. He did it right for me because he first sent Mazi Obiuku back to SADC and South Africa back to SADC. Back to African Rep before he can even come to the case. Mazi Deji, can you tell Biafrans what you know? And after then, the another person that I think that was in that meeting was our KZN Rep also was there. I don't know if Dr. Chimazuku, were you there in that meeting also? So I want three people to speak on that. Yes.
Yeah, let me come there first.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mazi Chukwu.
Yes.
It was a great shock to me when I saw the memo that came from African Rep. It was a shock to me because I don't believe that both principal officers can publicly deny what was done in public domain. Mazi Obiuku, the SADC Rep, summoned the meeting, and all of us attended that meeting. This very man, African Rep, Tarinemi, put some resolutions and asked this woman how possible this account will be rendered. He asked Chinedu Obiuku his efforts for this account to be rendered. Chinedu Obiuku said the same thing that answered the Tarinemi, that the account will be done, that he has asked Gloria Shitole to render that account, but he don't know what is withholding that account. Now, that meeting was not, I was not till the end. But when I called for the outcome of the meeting, and before then, SADC Rep he gave SADC Rep order again to go back also and make sure he settled that thing to avoid the lingering higher. And SADC Rep, sometimes he came on he came to a platform, command the national coordinator, tell people to stop putting money in that account. Sometime he's gonna come again and tell people to continue paying. All of us, we are confused. Then we refer this case again because the requirement is not met. We carry this issue also and call the deputy HOD to intervene in this issue. When deputy HOD come, Sadek Rep Chukwudi declined. He don't want to come to that meeting. He declined to enter that meeting. Many people, I think our PRO or youth foreign manager, made attempt to call him because he's aware that such meeting should hold. But still, Chukwudi did not attend that meeting. Now, Deputy HOD demand for African Rep to come if the SADC Rep is not there, for him to know how far has they gone in rendering this account. He wants to know something, either from SADC Rep, who declined from the meeting, or African Rep will be the person who gonna give him the limelight, how far they have gone. Chukwudi declined. African Rep attended that meeting. I was there. Now, that meeting took us how many hours? I think 7 hours or more. Then, which Gloria Shitole agreed to render that account. That was where Gloria gave herself time frame that she will finish that account. Okay. And that was the same place where the deputy HOD permit us, because we asked, where are we going to put our money so far? So, and he gave us the permission that we should have a temporal account, which we have to be keeping our money until when the account is done and audited, we can go back to that national account. Until today, we are still waiting for that order to be respected. But I was shocked when I hear this African Rep that came on, wrote in memo that he was ignored, that somebody interfered and jumped over his office to go to Deputy HOD. That is not fair. All of us, we took oath. Even as I'm speaking now, I swear oath that I will say nothing but the truth, because I don't want to put my family at risk, because I cannot benefit anything in line to anybody. So I wonder what it will benefit these high-rank officers who lie in daylight of what I'm sure that they knew about it. Let me just end it here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I want to bring our case at end because these are these old members that have been here. Dr. Chima, are you there in that meeting? I wanted to answer, but let's go to the end. There's something that I want you to clear before then. Dr. Chima, were you in that meeting?
Yes, I was in the meeting.
Okay, thank you. After the case end, you will come in. There's something that I'm trying to bring out from the memo. 2 memos that we have received these few days. I'm asking a question. Did Nzurumike, Deputy HOD, coordinators of all coordinators, refer our matter from HOD back to African Rep? And what did the African Rep tell Mazi during that meeting?
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi Chukwudi Okike. My name is Ifeanyi Chukwu Kingsley Christopher Ngumno. One good thing that I like about myself, that I like the truth without whoever that is involved, because I do not know whose ox is God. Very, very important. When you are in a sort of like this, our own struggle, you must be very straight before very, very important. Now, come to the question. I'm going to respond to you. Frankly, as as I know, in that meeting, our leader, the coordinator of all coordinators, called on Mazi Chukwudobiuku, our superior here in the region of SADC. I respect him a lot. To why he brought that matter over there, he brought that matter to be treated first by the Congress. That was the honest answer. Anywhere you go, that or anybody that was in that meeting will tell you exactly the same thing. So, can you remind me the second question?
The second question is, did Deputy HOD refer the matter when the matter was brought? Because what happened in that meeting is likely that Mazi Obuku have already taken the case to DOS. Then it's like
yes,
refer him back to South African Rep.
That is my answer to you now. I'm referring to the other question because it was Mazi Obuku that brought the matter to the Deputy HOD. In that meeting, Deputy HOD referred him back to Mazi Terilemi, African Rep. That's exactly.
Okay, that's what.
So what was the next question?
Okay, now
yes.
the next question. The day that now, because the issue was not resolved by Tarilemi, then Tarilemi now left the issue because it was not resolved, and the issue was now taken to GOS. What offense now the Deputy HOD committed by coming in, find out why is this issue not resolved? Major of the thing, where did he get it wrong? Where? Because the memo was saying that there's something that was jumped. Somebody jumped the code of conduct. That's where that memo was.
You know one thing, I like to operate where my level is. The big bosses to treat their own issue over there. The truth I'm going to tell you is that Mazi Torin Zurumike, that was the first time I was opportune to be with such a big man in a meeting. He referred our SADC rep to return this matter African rep, that is where it's supposed to be. And then the next time it was African rep who took over, and I was also opportune to be in a meeting with Mazi. In fact, that day I was a kind of to me, it's not like I'm going to disrespect anybody, but the way our SADC rep came in, he started bullying everybody. The way he was talking, I was like, well, anyway, this is your command and control. We not, in a military setting, you must obey the base and all that. The point, when Mazi Teri started giving him the truth, and then he started answering, oh, thank you, sir, thank you, my boss, and my leader. And so I was like, so that is to say that in IPOB, hierarchy, people respect the superior, and I love that so much, because that is the command that we always get in a military or paramilitary. And so I'm happy with that. So in that meeting, Mazi Teri Lemi treated all this matter fairly. He was very, very honest. And if this, I don't that he was the one that what you are calling memo, I don't really believe on that. If there is anything as that, then there should be something behind it. There should be something behind it, because the way he sounded, in fact, he almost was going to admonish if he did not do that to Mazi, and he surrendered, and then he started everything again. He came back to the line. That was when he agreed, and then he did everything to make sure that the new account was opened. What happened? So when you say if Mazi Emi is saying that they jumped the protocol. If the person that jumped the protocol is our SADC rep, which is Mazi Chukwudobiuku, and please permit me to put this. A lot of people have been talking about problem in South Africa. It is just a big lie. A very, very big lie. But if I tell you that we do not have Africa, I am making myself a liar. Biggest problem that we have in South Africa is the problem of the big which must to respect. Interference of our SADC rep. And I believe it is basically because he is a resident in Johannesburg. I have accused Johannesburg several times. In fact, if you do not know South Africa, a lot of people are being killed in South Africa because of this same thing. The people that are living in Johannesburg, they believe that they are the only people living in South Africa. If you come to South Africa and you are not living in Johannesburg, then you are not even existing in South Africa. And so that is not the way it is supposed to be. So the same thing. That is why a unit coordinator made himself and claimed that in his own unit, because he's resident in the city of Johannesburg, that he is a zonal coordinator. That is Chibike, and that is the problem, the virus that is using our SADC rep. That Chibike that was expelled by our leader. Chibike is the one using our SADC rep because they all belong to the same unit. And so the big problem, I will say it anywhere in South Africa, is the problem of our superior Mazi being used to create problem in South Africa. Other than that, the rest of South Africa, 95% to 90% of South African IPOB members are intact. Very, very strong, highly motivated, and they contribute their money. They also come out in every protest when for the ones that will come out and they will watch it.
You can unmute yourself. There's two things that Mazi Kinsley just brought now. If I just brought now, that is a question that I wanted to ask you. During the protest of we went to Russia, did Mazi people attend and his unit? Also, the time where we have meeting with the African rep that you say you were there. Issue of zonal coordinator where Mazi Chibike is a unit coordinator and was defended by one of us, our high-ranking officer, that unit says. What did Mazi tell me said about it, and what did our deputy HOD said about the same thing also?
Thank you very much, our brother Chukwudi. On the issue of the protest, we went to Russian embassy for the release of our leader. Actually, our leader here in southern region, Mazi Obiukwu, was not there, and his unit was not represented. I don't know the reason behind that, because we all gathered to create awareness for the release of our leader. But unfortunately, our SADC rep, who's supposed to spearhead the protest, was not there. I don't know the reason. Now, coming to the question you asked me about the region, the zonal issue. Our African rep made it clear there was a misunderstanding of definition given to zone. Our SADC rep, according to him, a zone supposed to operate as a unit. That is according to our SADC rep. A zone supposed to operate as a unit. So he was calling a unit a zone, but our African rep corrected that by saying that no, a zone is not a unit. A zone is made up of unit. So the zonal coordinator supposed not to have a unit, supposed not to operate as a unit coordinator. He's supposed to oversee those units under that zone. But our SADC rep was not satisfied.
He was not satisfied. That made him to take the matter to our deputy HOD, who cleared the air again and made it clear that a zone is made up of 4 or more than 4 units. Now, inside that 4 units, those zones supposed to have representatives, people that will make up the zone. Now they will have a zonal coordinator. Now the zonal coordinator will be the one to lead all the coordinators in that zone. So that is where our deputy HOD derive the decision of telling Chibike, who has been presenting himself as a Johannesburg zonal unit. Our deputy HOD told him, no, it's not like that. You supposed not to be a zonal coordinator. You're supposed to be the unit coordinator of that place you are representing. So we told him that the name of that place is Johannesburg CBD, and he said that Chibike must be the coordinator of that unit. Then he gave us time limit to look for somebody who will take over as the zonal coordinator, because he cannot be the unit coordinator of that place and also be the zonal coordinator. So this is what happened with our deputy HOD. Then please allow me to chip in something on the account. Okay. Yes. When you talk about the account, there's something we are missing here. This national account is used for all the whole activities, financial activities going on in South Africa. It's not only for dues and ESN. All our financial business is done with this national account. Call it the money for the invoice, the receipt for our dues. We put it there. It's not part of the dues. Burial contribution, we put it in that national account. When we have an issue with, if we want to raise funds for any reason, we put the money inside that account. Now, we, the national executives or the provincial coordinators, have been trying to manage the issue of the account gently, without allowing interference from the coordinators. But the coordinators started suspecting us of colluding with the financial secretary or the financial head, telling us that we are embezzling the fund. That made us to say, no, we are not embezzling. They asked us that if we are not embezzling the fund, why are we not saying anything about rendering account? We tried our possible best to let this thing lie low. Let's give this woman the chance as many years she wants. But these people insisted and said no. There was a protest in the coordinators forum which triggered this thing of account rendering. They anonymously said that they are not going to deposit their money again if the account is not rendered, because there are so many things we are using the account for. They want to know if all those things are going to the right place or not. So this is where the issue of accounting came from, and it has been lingering. So we mustn't misunderstand it as an account that is used for dues and ESN alone. No, We use it for every monetary transaction in South Africa. Whatever, because we have no other account. It's only this account that we use for everything we do in South Africa. So the people were asking for this because they have other money that is different from dues and ESN. So that is what I want to chip in. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Mazi Chukwu. This is how far we have come in terms of the issue that has been happening in South Africa. I just want to use this opportunity to tell IPOB Worldwide and the Robbers of Freedom that IPOB South Africa does not have any problem. We are all doing what we're supposed to do. The few people that are believing that they have a problem with the IPOB South Africa, we don't see that. All we see is that we are doing the needful in IPOB South Africa. We have not made any mistake or jumping any code of conduct. We have always made sure that we follow the right channel. Our national coordinator and the executive are always making sure that there's a member pass in everything that we've been doing over the years. And like I said when we started, we are not witch hunting anybody. We are putting the fact, because we heard that there was maybe a jumping of a code of conduct. We said no, we have to come online to rectify this. So IPOB South Africa is intact. The 8 provincial coordinators are doing well. All the units are doing well. Regarding whatever miscommunication we have out there, we came online because, but let's leave it for the hierarchy to hand, because those 2 memos totally has nothing to do with us in South Africa. We South African IPOB are intact, just like you've heard all the units, so many units in South Africa. And yeah, we've been doing what we need to do. So we want to draw the curtain here by giving opportunity to 1 or 2 members to thank Biafrans worldwide, and then also the Lovers of Freedom. For me, Mazi Chukwu, is good evening. And when should you go? Do anyone want to thank IPOB? You can mute yourself and say something. Why?
Yes, I want to say something. My fellow freedom lovers, I thank you people for giving us your ear. This issue of whether IPOB South Africa are intact, I was expecting that we are going to dive into that side, but we answer according to the questions that came to us. But nevertheless, we are intact. We are intact. Only those who just reject to follow the code of conduct and command and control, they are the one deviating. But we, the whole Biafrans, can see that the whole provinces are well represented right here. Therefore, we will make sure that every stone must be turned to put the necessary assignment given to us for the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra. We Biafrans here in South Africa, we will never allow division or any conflict to entangle us. We are on top of the game, and at last we will make Biafrans proud. Thank you very much. My name is Joseph Udechi.
Okay, can I please cut in there? Kingsley, I am going to say I'm grateful to Biafrans all over the world regarding what's happening and the rumor that is going about Africa IOB being intact. Disregard such. These are lies from the pit of hell. One thing I must Biafrans know, that the war we are to is not bullet and gun. The contraption, this dungeon that we find ourselves of our liberation in 1947 to 1970. And their mothers who are leading, we all want these funny people to make sure that the government at the center make free, when they give you an offer, it's not true. When they give you an offer and you read it, then remember, I would like to let you know that you are a God sent. Then let me tell us something. These people are using a lot of people. They are using the short man in Finland. Simon, I don't want to mention anybody. That in Joko. That if in Joko, that is in Finland, who claims to be Simon Eban, his autopilot, which I don't even like to mention in our program. I don't like such name. This in South Africa, when you say there is no much problem, that is where we're getting it wrong. Everywhere we have people, few people, individuals, especially those ones, from committing some atrocities or meddling with whatever has to do with the finance of our IPOB worldwide. They will always find a way. You can see that this guy goes to our leader, Bureau, come up to about South Africa. All the people, when you see gathering, just remember this word, that the vultures are gathering. That is the people. They want to make sure that they instill a kind of fire that they have started in somewhere in Europe, and now they want to bring it to South Africa, thinking that it is going to fly. No, it is not going to fly. South Africa IPOB. Anybody that wants to know should come over, make your inquiries. The grassroots are completely strong. Just few individuals who want to go into the finance with Mazi and the rest of them are the ones who are trying to create a problem or we cannot be talking about Kanu Takano if we are serious. We cannot be talking about Ifeanyi Njoko in Finland. And that is what I want to tell people. Whenever you hear them, let me just conclude it at this point. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Jonathan, back to you on studio. Thank you for having us to clear the air. We know that we might have deviated from the point, but the point we have made is the point that we thought that is out there, that is rumoring up around, but they were Biafrans worldwide. Mazi Jonathan, over to you to the studio.
There were.